Hey folks, I am here to do another EHR review for you. If you haven't checked out the other videos in the series, I've done an entire playlist on EHR reviews. I think we're up to maybe, 7 or 8 EHR systems at this point. And the way that I approach these EHR reviews is digging in as a new user. So this is not meant to show in-depth functionality of the EHR beyond a first pass when you first sign up. So I'm really looking for what is easy to do out of the box, user friendliness, user interface, features that are specific to testing psychologists, that kind of thing. So our EHR today is OWL Practice. If you haven't heard of OWL Practice, I think it's a lesser known EHR, but the comments that I've seen about it are almost universally positive, and I wanted to dig in and see what OWL Practice was all about. So, as you can see, we are here on the home screen. This is the first thing that you see once you have done the initial setup of OWL Practice. And I just want to say I really enjoyed the initial setup. It's a 4-step process when you first log into the system, and it forces you to put in the crucial information to even be up and running, to get started with the EHR. So I really like that. It took 10 minutes, and it just asked for things like your practice info, your license number, your clinician information, has you set your availability, and it also has you set your services and CPT codes right from the beginning. Now, a comment right off the bat that I did not love was that the language you will probably see in this demo is very therapy-centric, and this is a problem that comes up with a number of EHRs, but something that I notice as a psychologist who's only doing testing. I think it'd be really easy just to change the language where it says practitioner or clinician. I don't know why an EHR would choose therapist as the default and alienate a whole group of practitioners. But so it goes. I'm kind of splitting hairs, you might say, but I noticed that kind of thing. Otherwise, onboarding process was great. The CPT codes that they had by default were, of course, therapy codes, but it was very easy to change those to testing codes right there in the window, and I think I should be up and running as far as services and CPT codes. So this is the first screen that you see when you log into OWL Practice. And you'll see right here, even with this little announcement, I think this is an indication of how much OWL Practice pays attention to onboarding. So they are very keyed in to prompting you for specific features and letting you know about the different functionality in the system. So this is just one example that I can't show you the email sequence, but when I signed up for OWL Practice, it initiates a 5-day email sequence all around onboarding, and each day they give you a little bit more information about crucial features and prompt you to set up those features and give you resources from their help section on how to learn about those features. So I found it pretty cool. It's a different way to do onboarding than I've seen with some EHRs, and it was actually helpful. All right, so here we are in OWL Practice. Oh, and we have this as well. So you get a $25 credit if you refer someone. All right. So pricing. People are going to be wondering about pricing. Let's talk about that. It is very affordable, I'll be honest. So the starter version starts at $25 a month. The core version is $39, and then I think most folks are going to go for the pro version because it has most of the features, or all the features that I think most of us will need, and that is $49 a month. So very affordable in the EHR landscape. If you're not billing insurance, you might be able to get away with the core version at $39 a month, but you need to upgrade to that pro version to get integrated insurance billing and claims. So here we are. Again, just first impressions. I like this. This looks relatively clean. I like the UI. I pay a lot of attention to fonts, colors, branding, that kind of thing. I do like the UI. It is, like I said, pretty minimalist, pretty straightforward. I like this little pop of color over here to upgrade plan. That's a little sales technique, of course, to get you to consider that. So I'm going to walk through some of the core behaviors or functions that we need, and see how that goes. So right off the bat, let's see. I like the calendar here. It's pretty easy. I have to dig into the settings, again, splitting hairs, but I don't like starting a week on Sunday. I want Monday to be the first day of my week. But it looks like it's got the typical features. You can get back to today if you want. You can refresh, sync. I'm curious what that does. Export. I'm also curious about that. Navigation, pretty easy. A little bit of a lag there, but not a big deal. And you can see the open spaces here. This is the availability that I set in the onboarding process. So it goes from 9 to 5 each day. I do wish maybe there's a way to show the entire day all at once. I prefer that versus having to scroll. But we will see. Let's try to schedule an appointment. Let's say that I need to schedule this yesterday. All right, event type client, personal unavailable. Okay, like this feature, you can set specific types of service. All right, we don't have any clients here. So that is a comment right off the bat. I wonder what it's going to do here. We'll just say we want to do test client. I want to see if I can walk through. Oh, and there's no therapist either. Interesting. I did put my information in, so this is curious. Okay, so that's not letting me populate. I don't love that. I would love buttons right here to just go ahead and add a new client and or a new therapist in order to create that appointment. So let's cancel this. Looks like we might need to go in and create some new clients. Okay. Ooh. Definitely want to look at this. They have a waitlist feature that could be very valuable for a lot of folks. So I'm assuming this is the add new client. I'd like that to be a little more obvious. All right. We will say we want to use this preferred name. Go January 29th. We'll make this individual. Middle age. Okay, good stuff here. Gender identity. Looks like it's not a drop down. It is just a freehand typing situation, so you can type in whatever you would like. Same with pronouns. I'm curious how this is going to populate through the system if you type it freehand. All right, this is great. We've got the phone number. You can enable reminders right here. I do like that. And this is interesting. It has my, the therapist right here, but it did not give me any options for a therapist in the other screen. Okay, client sense. Okay, that's again, interesting data point. You can put the referring provider name. That's cool. Some comments here. Appointment confirmations. I like this. You can set all the reminders. Invoice create automatically or create manually. Okay, great. I like some of those automated features. Let's get back up here. This is just address. Little text expander there. Okay. This is cool. And yeah, okay, we should be able to run with this client now. I'm just kind of checking through. Language. Ooh. So I'm presuming you can add other languages in the settings, which is kind of a nice feature. And we'll allow appointment. And here is the wait list. Okay, this is great. So your services auto-populate into the wait list. Okay, so this is kind of cool, actually. You can put people on the wait list for an assessment intake. I might have to test that out a little bit more in a little bit more detail here as we go along. Okay. So add client seems straightforward. I'm going to do add and view just because. Oh, okay. It's going to make me, so I'm just going to disable the appointment confirmation emails. And then we will do add and view. Okay, testy client is here. gives a little overview. Okay, clinical details. Okay. Diagnosis, circle of care. That's interesting. Add contact, add linked account. All right, gotcha. This is the financial component. Payment methods. What can we do? I guess we could edit, maybe? And medications. Interesting to have a separate medications tab. Okay, so add. That's add appointment. I'm guessing this is just add. No, that's add to do. Where am I? Oh, the add button is down here. I don't know. This is not super intuitive to me, but we will keep rolling. With the edit button, okay, edit button is down here. I am going to go ahead and add a diagnosis. Okay, so let's go, ADHD combined. All right, this should be good. Okay, all that looks pretty straightforward. Okay, so we have saved a client. We have a diagnosis input. And I'm going to go back to the calendar and let's see if we can now create an appointment for yesterday. Okay. Client. Here we go. It's going to auto-populate the clinician. Okay, so you presumably set the clinician in the other screen, in the client screen. All right, great service. We're going to go ahead and say assessment intake. Great. 9 a.m. does not recur. Okay, here we go. We have created an assessment intake. Okay, I like this. It's nice and bright. It tells you what the service is. Now, true question. Can we move it around? Oh, yes, we can. Ooh, session is invoiced. Please try again with an uninvoiced session. Okay, I like this. Okay, so now we're going to click in. It has been charged. And let's see. Where? Okay, this is good. So it's just telling us that it's charged. I wonder what happens when we click this. Nothing. It just includes the fly out right here. Okay, but it is attended. We can record payment right from here. Let's go ahead and view that invoice and see what happens. Okay, I like this. I was actually concerned it was going to take us away from that screen, but it looks like, yeah, it creates a pretty simple invoice. Appointment is not yet scheduled. Okay, balance due $250. Great. So you can email the client. I'm guessing it will auto-populate if we had put in an email address. You can password protect it. That's an interesting feature. That's kind of cool. All right, great. And let's see what else we got. We can close out of this and be right back here, which I like. Payment actions. Let's go ahead and record a payment, see what that looks like. We're going to say credit card, amount paid $250. Now, is it actually charging the card? It can't because we haven't put one in, but we're going to record this payment. Okay, awesome. So now it shows you that you have paid. Invoice auto, creates an invoice and takes you to the screen if you want to send a receipt. Yeah, it's kind of cool. All right, nice. Let's see how it handles units. So let's say we did some testing with this individual. Oh. All right, here we go. We're adding our client. We've populated therapist. Service, we're going to say we did some testing. Now, how do we create an add-on? I'm going to create this session. Okay. How do we create an add-on, folks? All right. So clearly something, if you mark the session as attended, that, locks it to some degree, but you can still create the note. So I'm going to go back to our intake and try to create a note here. So intake assessment note, I'm just going to work off this template see what this is. Okay, so yeah, this is clearly like a therapy intake note. I don't know if I love this format. All these drop downs of like very specific symptoms. Oh gosh, no. We're not going to be doing that. Now, hopefully, yeah, I don't know if I love these notes. This just feels like a lot of typing and a lot of manual work to do. Now, hopefully, there's a way to change that. I mean, I do like all these features off to the side. Okay, so let's close that. All right. Now, as far as this appointment goes, though, how do we do an add-on code? I'm not seeing an option for an add-on code, and that's going to be a problem for us and for some other services. Okay, just a note, and then finally we'll go in and we'll create a feedback appointment just to round out the whole process here. All right, go ahead and create that. All right, nice. Let's go ahead and click through some more options. Let's see what workflow does. We'll kind of circle back. So workflow, yeah, it looks like okay, this is kind of cool. Maybe this is like a to-do list. Okay, tasks. It's not exactly a to-do, but what happens when you click on these notes? Yes, it does give you the notes that you have to write. Okay, so this is kind of cool. I actually like this. It's sort of like a unified to-do list. And then you have specific options here that you can use. Let's see what the dashboard function is. Okay, so we've got, this is mostly financial, it looks like. We've got revenue per session. That's kind of cool. Discount sessions. All right. Okay, so you can see it's kind of populating here in October. We've got one session. Year over year. Practice stats. Nice. I love a good graph. Projected total sessions, discount. Okay, so I mean, this is giving you a nice, like, decent little dashboard to track. And looks like, yes, you can export these if you want to manipulate them. You can, we'll go by therapist. Okay, therapist grades. Ooh. Okay. So this is cool. I like this. I love a good dashboard. Clinical stats, client demographics. Forms, measures, medications, client tags. Ooh, wait list count. This is cool. Okay, so this is like a relatively robust dashboard in OWL practice. I like that you can export all this. Okay, nice. Let's see what manage is. This is the only thing. These three options and settings are a little confusing to me. Like they seem to overlap. Like it's not immediately apparent what each one does, but I'm sure you can learn that. All right, so you've got your forms in here, which is cool. They've populated. Let's just see what happens if we edit the intake form. Yes. Okay, so it's got kind of like a basic form editor. Basic form editor. Yeah, I wish this was bigger so I could see what the actual question is. But yeah, basic form editor. You can add different things. Wait, okay. I thought that was like a dragging situation. It is not a dragging situation. Okay. So how do I put these things into the form? All right. I'm not sure if this is a function of maybe the trial that I'm doing or what, but I would love to add. Yeah, I'm trying to double click. Okay, that's interesting. I can't figure out totally how to how to make those fields go in there. Suffice it to say, though, you could do that somehow. All right, so you can edit all your forms. That's cool. Measures. Let's check out measures. Okay, so they have a bunch of built-in, outcome measures and other kinds of things. Is there a search? I mean, this is a lot of measures. Status set. That doesn't really work. Okay, so maybe, I'm not sure, this is like a global search box for the EHR. So I'm going to just scroll through. Okay, lots of, just publicly available. Measures, handwritten notes. That's interesting. I'm not sure what that might be. Note templates. Okay, so you could, yes, I'm assuming you can create your own. So I'm not going to go through this process, but I will just jump in and see what this looks like. Again, how do you do this? Oh, it just jumps in there. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So you can see, you just click on it and it shows up. Dynamic content from client profile. I like this. So these are, dynamic fields that are going to pull automatically from the client. So I could see this, being a pretty cool option to build your own forms, but of course you would have to do that. Practice documents. Not sure what this is exactly. I'm guessing it's, handouts, worksheets, things like that that you might share with clients. Let's look at this. Okay, so tons of settings. Practice logo. You can adjust the size. It's kind of neat. This is all the multi-factor auth. Calendar colors. I love being able to manipulate colors. Financial documents. You can customize your invoice. Ooh, room booking. Cool, if you need that feature. Tags, you can add client tags, search for them. Insurance profiles. Okay. So this looks like it works for super bills. And then, yes, you have to upgrade if you want the in-network billing features. Okay. Therapist settings. Okay, just a lot of settings here to set permissions and so forth. And then, of course, admin settings. Locations. We have one location here. We could add more. This is a user situation. I would think I would be an administrator, but maybe I need to add that. I'm guessing you could add here. Oh, okay. Or maybe this is for your actual administrative staff. All right, there I am as a therapist. Therapist grades. Not exactly sure what that might be. Services and fees, you can see we already input a lot of those. Let's see, you can add more here. Client portal. So definitely a client portal. You can configure all sorts of settings right here. Forms we dipped into a little bit. It looks like these are the forms that are available on the client portal and the messages that go out to the client from the client portal. Form reminders, clinical measures messages, clinical measures reminders. I like that you can customize these things. Okay. Yeah, I really do like that. Form homepage, the client portal homepage. Yeah, they have online booking. You can select all kinds of options for allowing clients to book into the portal. Okay, that's great. Payment details. Interesting. Check. Okay, so this must be a Canadian company is my assumption. I think that sounds familiar, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So the check with the QUE is tipping me off, and then the selection of French as the language. Notifications. This is great. Okay, so client reminders. Looks like you can, again, customize these to some degree, or can you? It looks like you can't do it by appointment type, unfortunately, but you can customize the message for confirmations and reminders. All right, secure messaging. Cool. So you can do secure messaging. Interesting. Either in office only between your staff or with clients as well. Clients can message any therapist or no, just their assigned therapist. Great. Office admins can message clients. Yes. Okay, cool. Users. All right, you can set permissions there. And then subscription, I'm guessing this is, yes. So I'm on the free trial. Just FYI, you can do a free trial for 2 weeks without putting in a credit card, which I think people appreciate. And then billing is going to give you a summary of your billing. Help is going to go to their help section. Sync, what are we doing? Okay, so we can do a Google Calendar sync. It does do two-way sync with Google, and it looks like other calendars as well. This is the privacy mode, so you can see, what can you see? What did that do? Oh, okay. It just gives the initials here. It eliminates the name, which is nice. Takes a little bit to load, just slightly annoying. Recently viewed. Okay, it's my clients. Oh, there you go. You can add a client right there. Upgrade plan. Email, help, tutorial, sign out. Great. What are the settings here? Okay, so we can hide. If you don't work on weekends. You can set your calendar interval. I'd probably put that at 30 minutes. Start time. Yeah, I wish we could do a week start time, but so it goes. Let's see. Just a little UI issue here. Looks like you can't apply these, or maybe it's because this is overlaid. Maybe it's just the window size. But that's kind of a bummer. All right, what is this button? I'm just clicking buttons, y'all. Looks like I'm not sure how that's different from the day view, but there you have it. You can do week, month. Oh, okay, your appointments show up like that. I like that. Okay, so I like OWL. Generally speaking, there is a lot to like here. The setup is pretty clean, I think. I found the navigation to be relatively intuitive. I think with some time, you can certainly get more familiar with these options over here and how to navigate through the software. I like that, you got a clean calendar here, and I think would look even cleaner if you can reduce the interval there, so it's half hours instead of 15-minute blocks, and that lengthens the calendar. You can move things around, change the appointment time just by dragging. So that's all good. All this stuff is pretty straightforward. I think this is a pretty familiar calendar layout now for most EHRs, and that's a good thing. Some privacy mode up there, which I like. Easy to add a client, easy to search. This is cool. You can actually search a lot of different fields with this box. And otherwise, settings are pretty easy to navigate. I like the onboarding, and it's just a generally clean system. Things that I don't love, at least at this point, the language, like I said, the ability to do add-on codes. I didn't see an easy way to do that. I'd have to poke around a little bit more and see how that might work. I'm guessing there's a help article on it. What else? Just little, nitpicky things here and there. It takes a little bit to load when you click into different calendar screens. And I'd love to have customizable reminders dependent on appointment type. Little things like that. But all in all, if I could figure out the add-on issue and make sure that works, then I could consider OWL as an option for a testing psychologist. You have customizable forms, you have inclusive language options in the client screen, and a lot of outcome measures as well. The dashboard looks cool, so I'm just kind of reflecting on some other things that I liked about it. I'd say the downsides, at least at this point, are relatively minor, with that big asterisk of making sure that you can set up add-on codes and bill for them. So I hope that you enjoyed this review. I hope it was informative and helpful. And go check out the other EHRs if you are considering an option for your practice.